What's that? Oh, are you tuning in? That's right. This is La Princesa of the NWA, Tiffany Nieves, and you're tuning into Pinfall and Pixels, where gaming meets wrestling. Make sure you subscribe. Get it? Got it? Bueno. And, of course, it's hosted by Glocky. Who else? Duh! Don't ask me any more questions. Subscribe now!
Playtime's over!
For kids growing up in the Attitude Era and beyond, wrestling toys were more than just plastic figures. They were a way to bring the action home, to recreate the moments we watched on TV, and even create our own storylines. Every championship rivalry, every hardcore match, and every epic return, we booked them all in our bedrooms, on the living room floor, or wherever we could set up a ring. And no company gave us more tools to make that happen than Jakks Pacific. They didn't just make figures, they made experiences. They gave us rings, entrance stages, backstage brawl sets, weapons, accessories, and insane match types. From the simplistic monster ring to full-scale Titan Tron live stages, from miniature playsets to elaborate Hell in a Cell cages, Jakks Pacific would shape an entire generation's wrestling fandom. This is the history of Jakks WWE Playsets and rings. The journey began in 1996 with the Monster Ring, a toy ring that was larger than anything on the market at the time. Other wrestling rings had always felt too small, forcing kids to cram their figures into a tiny space that barely allowed for a suplex. But the Monster Ring was huge, giving figures a proper ring to fight in. And for many of us, this was our first wrestling ring, the foundation for everything that followed. This was just the beginning. By 1997, Jakks knew they had something special, and they expanded their lineup. The Monster Ring got a Raw is War edition, switching the colors to black and red to match the edgy new aesthetic of WWF's flagship show. But Jakks wasn't just making rings. This was also the first year that we got mini Slammin' playsets. Small-scale sets that recreated major wrestling events that included Raw is War, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. These weren't just accessories, they were entire miniature wrestling worlds. They let kids take the action on the go, something that had never been done before. By 1998, WWF's Attitude Era was in full swing. The action was more extreme, the matches were more violent, and the storylines were more chaotic than ever. Jakks knew that just having rings and figures wasn't enough. Kids wanted weapons, environments, and destruction. So they launched something that changed wrestling toys forever: Grapple Gear. For the first time, fans could buy separate accessory packs to enhance their wrestling matches. These weren't just steel chairs and ladders. Jakks gave us full theme sets that took wrestling action to new heights. Some of the biggest Grapple Gear sets of 1998 include the Back Alley Brawl, turning the streets into a wrestling battleground; the Casket Match, a perfect set for The Undertaker and Kane; Commentator Central, complete with breakable announcer tables and chairs, and you could break it more than they broke the Spanish announce table; and the Hardcore Rules and No Pain and No Gain. That same year, Jakks also gave us the Attitude Wrestling Ring, which had actual catapult launchers to send figures flying through the air. Jakks was no longer just expanding into wrestling rings, they were building an entire world. By 1999, Jakks pushed playsets to another level. The biggest release? The Titan Tron Live Stage playset. This was a game changer. It wasn't just a static entrance stage, it was interactive. It had a chip reader that played real wrestler entrance themes when you placed the figures on it. It even came with an exclusive Vince McMahon figure, making it a must-own for collectors. I remember getting this for Christmas from my grandma one year. Talk about a legendary playset. 1999 gave us new Grapple Gear sets like Buried Alive, a full-on graveyard environment. Locker Room Rumble, featuring breakable lockers and gym equipment. And Warzone, turning your wrestling arena into total destruction. For the first time, wrestling playsets weren't just about the ring. They were about what happened before and after the matches too. By 2000, Jakks Pacific had firmly established itself as the leader in wrestling toys. With the WWF riding high on the success of the Attitude Era, fans were demanding more. More rings, more accessories, more ways to expand their wrestling universe. And Jakks would deliver in a big way. For the first time, Jakks gave fans an insane number of accessories, including the ring gear accessory sets, packs of extra turnbuckles, ropes, ring skirts, and mats to customize the rings. These would allow kids to transform their rings from a basic setup into a fully branded WWF show. That same year, Jakks introduced the Prop Box series, which took Grapple Gear to the next level. Instead of just a few weapons, the Prop Box sets were jam-packed with everything you could need to recreate Attitude Era chaos. Some of the most iconic playsets from 2000 include the SmackDown Stage playset, a detailed entrance stage built to match the SmackDown set, complete with ramps and lighting effects. The Trash Talkin stage, a talk show style playset with actual sound effects, allowing kids to recreate interview segments and promos. The Hardcore Wrestling ring, designed specifically for extreme matches, and the Backstage Mayhem playset, the first fully destructible backstage environment featuring breakable walls, a locker room, and an interview area. Jakks was now building a true-to-life wrestling world for fans to create matches, feuds, and unforgettable moments. By 2001, Jakks continued their dominance, releasing some of the most ambitious playsets ever. One of the standout additions was the Hardcore Action Ring with Jim Ross and Earl Hebner, featuring breakable props and announcers ready to call the action. 2001 was also the year of expansion for Backstage playsets. If there was just one playset that truly captured the full WWE experience, it was the Real Sounds Arena. This wasn't just a ring or an entrance stage, this was an entire arena setup, complete with sound effects, commentary, and interactive elements that made it feel like you were controlling a real WWE event. For kids who wanted the ultimate WWE playset, the Real Sounds Arena was the crown jewel. It didn't just give you a ring, it gave you the full show, letting fans create their own Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, or a pay-per-view right in their bedrooms. And let's not forget Rage in the Cage. By the end of 2001, Jakks had fully established a wrestling world beyond the ring, bringing the full WWF experience into fans' homes. In 2002, Jakks knew they couldn't slow down. The WWF had officially become the WWE, and with the name change came a new generation of toys. Jakks would continue their ring gear accessory packs. The biggest releases of this year include the Raw Stage playset, now featuring two separate versions, allowing kids to recreate the new Raw set. The Backlash Action Ring, a specialized pay-per-view themed ring. The Metal Vengeance Arena, a ring designed for hardcore destruction. The NWO Match Set, a special edition set featuring an NWO branded ring and exclusive accessories. The Ring of Poison and Ring of Turmoil, unique hardcore themed rings designed for extreme matches. And the Stage of Rage, a new entrance playset designed to replicate the chaos of the Ruthless Aggression era. This year also introduced the final wave of ring gear accessory packs, officially closing the chapter on one of the most innovative accessory lines in wrestling toy history. As the Ruthless Aggression era kicked into high gear, Jakks evolved their playset designs to match the more polished and dramatic presentation of WWE. Some of the most unique releases include the Trax West playset, new stunt action playsets that would have new stunt-based environments allowing figures to perform crazy dives and attacks. The Hardcore Elimination Chamber, the first ever playset to replicate the brutal Elimination Chamber match. Jakks was shifting their focus from accessories to elaborate structures, and it was paying off. In the mid-2000s, Jakks would experiment with themed playsets based on specific superstars. 2005 brought us some of the most wild playsets yet. John Cena's hip-hop ring, a Cena-branded ring complete with turntables and urban-themed accessories. Chris Jericho's highlight reel, a full talk show playset designed for promo battles. Rey Mysterio's 619 ring, featuring a customized ring with high-flying elements. Piper's Pit ring, bringing Rowdy Roddy Piper's legendary segment to life. They would expand on this concept in 2006 with the Extreme Rules ring with Rob Van Dam, built for ECW-style matches. The Snake Pit with Jake the Snake Roberts, featuring a snake-themed ring setup. And the classic Superstars official scale ring, a collector's edition ring perfect for recreating WrestleMania classics. By 2007, Jakks knew their WWE license was ending, but they went out with a bang. They would introduce the Money in the Bank ladder match ring, featuring an actual hanging briefcase. The ECW Extreme Rules ring with CM Punk, capturing the resurgence of ECW. And the Cell cage match ring would feature two different box versions, a red and a green edition. They would also introduce the Buried Alive Spring ring, a special set featuring Stone Cold, Batista, and The Undertaker. The final major WWE playset from Jakks would be the Elimination Chamber, released in 2009. Jakks revolutionized wrestling toys by creating a full wrestling universe. From rings to entrances, from backstage fights to extreme matches. These weren't just plastic and paint, they were our childhoods. I would even argue that Jakks did playsets and rings better than Mattel. Aside from the current day Ultimate Edition rings, they really don't compare to Jakks. What was your favorite Jakks playset? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this history on Jakks playsets, don't forget to like and subscribe for more wrestling history. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching. This is Glocky and I'll catch you next time.